All right, so 6 weeks ago, I made a decision that may change the rest of my life. Here is my 6-week update. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, and if you're new here, I am on a massive weight loss journey to try and lose over 300 pounds. If you want to follow along on my journey, hit that sub button, like, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. And for everybody that already has, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much. My little channel has grown basically triple since last week. So everybody that's new here, welcome. I hope I make great content for you guys and you guys like my journey. So with that, let's go ahead and get into week 6. All right, so the first thing I want to kind of go ahead and say is I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I am just a regular 41-year-old guy, single, lives with my dog, and I'm from Indiana. So this is my own personal journey. I don't recommend, this is not a guide on how to lose weight or anything like that. Please talk to your doctor if you're going to do anything like this or want to get into weight loss. Like I said, this is not a way to lose weight. This is not your guide. This is my own personal journey. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm going to be kind of covering today. I'm going to try to make my videos a little bit more structured because I found out in editing that I tend to yap a lot. So I'm going to try to make this a little bit more structured. So what we're going to be covering today is I'm going to talk about my results first thing, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about my diet for the week. And then we'll talk about some struggles and maybe some side effects that might have happened because of that. And then since it is the end of July, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some goals for August. And then we're going to go ahead and take my third injection of the 5 milligram Zepbound. And then we'll kind of wrap everything up. So that is kind of what's on the agenda today. So hopefully by the end, I cover everything that I want to cover and I don't yap too much. So, and again, I don't have a script. I want to be genuine. I don't want to be one of those people that has a script. And if that stops my channel from growing, then I guess I'm sorry because I want this to be like a genuine thing. I don't want it to be scripted. Now, I was saying I do have like notes and stuff that I want to go ahead and try to make sure I cover topics, but that's just, so I'm in the middle of my video, I don't forget about things. So again, sorry that this isn't scripted if that's the kind of stuff that you're into, but let's go ahead and talk about what everybody is probably here for, the results, right? So back on June 19th of 2026, I started out at 525.2 pounds. Last week I weighed in at 478.8 pounds. And then just this morning, my current weight is 475 pounds. That is a total loss in 1 week of 3.8 pounds and a total loss for the entire 6 weeks or 42 full days of 50.2 pounds. Crazy. It's absolutely insane, which is why I might confuse a couple of people or a lot of people on what I'm about to say next. Although I am extremely happy to hit the 50-pound mark, I'm officially 1/6 of the way to my goal. A part of me is also kind of sad. You're going to be like, why, Zach, or why are you sad about this? And the reason is that 50 pounds to a guy like me is a drop in the bucket. If I look at my before pictures and my current pictures, I don't see a difference. There is no difference. It's nothing to a guy my size. And to a lot of people, 50 pounds could be their entire journey or halfway through their journey. And I haven't even scraped it yet. I see absolutely no change, really. I mean, I kind of see it in my face a little bit, but it's I don't know how to explain it. It just, in my brain, it just gets into my brain a little bit. But I know I have to remember that this is my journey, right? I created this path for myself. Now I have to, kind of deal with it. So I have to follow what I preach, basically, is don't compare. I can't compare my journey to others. Everybody else has their own struggles, their own personal journey. I can't compare mine to others, but like I said, I wasn't expecting to hit 50 pounds loss until the end of the 3rd month, and here I am a month and a half in, and I've already hit 50. So I'm well ahead of where I'm supposed to be, or where I thought I would be at this point. So I'm still excited. Don't get me wrong. This isn't one of those things where I'm mad about it or anything like that, or I feel like I'm losing it too slowly, because I agree with a lot of people in my comments. I am losing it extremely fast. I have taken to this medication so well, which is going to get me into my next area of zero food noise. That is the hugest part of this medication that I was skeptical about, that I was like, I don't know how it works. There's no way I can just stop thinking about food. I haven't thought about food in 42 days. So it's absolutely insane of what that creates for me, because all it's done is open up my brain to think about new things. Like, if I was still sitting here thinking about food, I wouldn't have made a YouTube channel. I wouldn't have wanted to put myself out there for the ridicule of others, complete strangers looking at me and watching me on a channel and everything like that. So it's opened me up to really explore other options and finally get out of my comfort zone that was so toxic to me before. With the zero food noise, like I said, that's a miracle. If that's all it does, then that's enough, because I know I have the will to do the rest of it, which kind of shows, and I have the results from 10 years ago to show that I did it naturally. When I lost 173 pounds and gained it all back, slowly over 8 years and after COVID, but it's a game changer. Just the no food noise alone is what makes this worth it. The only thing that really started creeping up on me is, I'm getting ready to start my 3rd dose of the 5 milligram Zepbound, and Thursday I did start feeling hungry again in my stomach, so I could tell that the medication is starting to wear off towards the end of the week again, kind of like what happened in the 2.5. So, and I did already order my 2nd round of doses for the 5 milligram quick pen. So I got 4 more doses coming for 5 milligrams. That should be here probably within a week or so. So, like I said, great results so far. I couldn't be happier. So don't flame me in the comments, because I am super thrilled about where I'm at in my journey so far. It just, sometimes when I look at the photos, I feel like I have such a long journey ahead of me, which I guess that's great for content, right? So I guess there's the one aspect of it. Next area that I want to talk about is my diet for the week. So this week, I changed it up a little bit. So normally Monday through Thursday, I follow a pretty strict routine. And then over the weekend, so like tonight and tomorrow, I might veer off into something else. I might try something new, because it's all about trying different things. And I'm not a cook, and I'm just trying to figure out some ways to cook some really good recipes. So this week I was having chicken teriyaki, broccoli, steamed broccoli, and some steamed white rice, along with the Grunes and the protein, which, by the way, Grunes has a new flavor. I don't know if this is a new flavor, but it's a new flavor that I've seen. These things are like candy. I could probably sit here and eat this entire box. It's like having those kids gummies. It's what they exactly taste like. They don't taste like anything gross or anything like that. These are so good. And again, sugar-free. I don't know what the sugar ones taste like, but I know what the original sugar ones taste like. And the sugar-free is definitely the way to go for Grunes. So these things are really good. The firecracker ones, these are, man, I'm stocking up on these for sure, because these are absolutely delicious. And then the other thing I'm taking are the little Oinkos protein shot smoothie things that have like 23 grams of protein. So that was basically my meal, and I've actually got a video coming up next week where I show exactly what I made. So I'm going to start like a little thing every once in a while where I cook the one meal that I eat all the time. So look for that sometime next week as well. The only other thing that happened was, last Sunday I did have my first cheat meal. I did go eat Chinese food, and I got typically what I would normally get. It's a buffet, so I grabbed whatever I got, and I basically loaded it up with half of what I would normally get. and it was more than enough. Like I was very full afterwards, but I did end up paying the price for it afterwards. So I did get some diarrhea afterwards, which I think is probably common for introducing something like that into the system after eating pretty clean for 6 weeks. So like I said, not surprised. It wasn't anything crazy. Am I going to eat Chinese food again? Definitely. And in fact, I might do it again tonight or tomorrow, just because it is good. And, you know, I'm never going to get away from fast food or eating out for the rest of my life, right? So I need to figure out a good way to bring that into my system and find out what works and what may not work. So nothing crazy. Side effects wise, everything has been good. I haven't had any side effects. I've been feeling really good, and everything like that. So nothing crazy on that end. So let's go ahead and talk about goals for August. So since we are at the end of July, I figured I'd go ahead and throw it in this video. Some goals that I have in mind for August, since we are at the end of July. I am going to continue with the no caffeine. So this is one of the comments I get a lot, and I don't understand it. Why, Zach? Why did you get rid of caffeine? You can drink coffee, it's fine. I have never been a coffee drinker. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a cup of coffee. It's probably been 12 years since I had a cup of coffee. I am not one of those people that needs coffee crazy in this day and age, right? I'm not a person who drinks coffee at all. My vice for caffeine was energy drinks, Dr. Pepper, or some kind of pop, right? So the less of that I have around me, that sugar, that taste for that sweetness, the better off I am. So I have only been drinking water for 6 weeks. So water, I'm fine with water. I don't need to season it. I am completely fine with water. So getting rid of caffeine, it was hard. That first week was brutal because of the withdrawals and everything afterwards, but I am completely fine. And some people can't understand that. And I don't understand why some people can't understand it. Maybe it's just because they have their own coffee addiction or something like that. But I am not one of those people. I don't need caffeine, or coffee, I should say. I am going to continue to use OMAD. So this month I am going to continue to do my 1 meal a day. I am doing 23-hour fasting with a 1-hour eating window, and that is something I'm going to go ahead and continue doing. I've had great results with it, and I know a lot of people are saying you're not getting enough nutrients, you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting this, and you're not getting that, and I understand the concern. I am eating at a caloric deficit, which I need to work on. I understand I do need to work on it a little bit, but I am going to continue the 1 meal. And my 1 meal is a big meal, and you'll see in the video that I made, I have one big meal, and I'm trying to find more ways to jam in protein and everything like that to try to get as much protein and you know, fiber and the nutrients that I need. So it is something that I am going to work on a little bit more, but I am going to continue OMAD no matter what. My goal for the end of August, weight-wise, I want to hit 460. So since I'm at 475 right now, that is for the rest of the year. My goal is to lose 15 pounds a month, which is going to land me about right where I want to be at the end of the year, assuming no setbacks at 400 pounds. So, and I know that sounds like a pretty lofty goal, but I think at a guy my size, 2 to 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds a week is not an unhealthy thing. I think that's right where I probably should be for a guy my size. And that would put me on a 6.5 month, like if I hit towards the end of the year, like New Year's Day, that would give me 125 pounds loss in a 6.5 month period. So that would be a pretty special thing if I can achieve that. So again, trying to do 15 pounds a month from here on out. And kind of everything kind of lined up perfectly. 475, 15 pounds a month. The rest of the year, that would get me on my 400 pound mark, which would be amazing if I can hit that, assuming no plateaus and no crazy setbacks. But I feel it's reasonable. I feel it's pretty reasonable. The other thing that I'm going to do, probably the number one thing I've seen in my comments the last week or so, is weight resistance. That is something I need to start working on now that I feel a lot better and I feel like I got my diet on track right now. It is something that I am incorporating, or I am going to try and incorporate. So I am going to go to the YMCA, my local YMCA, and I am going to probably join back up and try to go start doing some cardio, start doing some weight resistance. I am going to start incorporating that into my routine for August. So now I don't have to have a whole lot of people telling me to do it. So it is something that is on my radar. I didn't think I was going to do it until later, but I'm starting to see that I need to get that started while I'm right here. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I am actually going to try and go to the doctor. As some of you might know, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I don't go to the doctor for anything. I didn't go to the doctor before I even started all this. The last time I've been to the doctor was probably 2 years ago, where I took some blood work because I was afraid that, you know, I might be diabetic or something like that, or if I was going to get pre-diabetic, and I was getting some medication for my gout, and I figured I might as well go ahead and get the blood test. But everything came back good, you know, a little high blood pressure. He said it wasn't anything too concerning. So like I said, I don't go to the doctor for anything, but I do feel like I probably should start making that a routine. I am getting older. I'm, you know, like I said, I'm 41, so maybe going to the doctor for a checkup isn't the worst thing in the world. And like I said, maybe I can try to, like I said, towards the end of the year. I guess that brings me up to my next thing, is I kind of want to try to get this on my insurance. And I did try to get this on insurance earlier this week, and I got the message back that my insurance denied it because I'm not on the right plan or something like that. So this fall, when we re-up our insurance, I will be checking in to the right area where I can get the right insurance. So hopefully by the end of the year, I find the right plan and I can get it on insurance. But doctor-wise, it is something on my radar. It is something that I probably need to do. All right, so that is going to bring us to the area where I am actually going to take my shot. So here I have my Zepbound quick pen here, and it's been sitting in the refrigerator, and I took it out about 30 minutes ago. So now it's, you know, it's not cold or anything like that yet. So now all I'm going to do is take it off, and as you can see, it has all my doses still left in there. I have 2 doses left on this. And again, I am taking the 5 milligram. The other thing that I have to do here is basically all you do, the thing that I get, it has like the alcohol wipes in it as well, and then it also comes with the needle that also comes with it. So then all I do is I just take this off, and the first thing that you have to do, and my hands are washed and everything like that. So the first thing you have to do is, it says to clean the outside of the pen, especially that red plunger at the end, the red plug. So take my little wipe here, and we're just going to clean the outside of it a little bit, and then we're also going to clean the deep down into that red plunger thing. So we're going to clean all that up, make sure it's nice and disinfected. And then all we do here is we take our needle. Like I said, mine comes in these little caps, and all we got to do is just take off the little cover here. And then we assemble this to the quick pen. And then once it's on there, you just screw it on. You don't have to tighten it up too crazy. And then you just remove the cap. And then the other thing that you'll notice is that there is still a protective cover over the needle. So the needle is still covered. The other thing that I got to do is I'm taking another one of these alcohol wipes, and I am going to prep the area. And again, I'm not going to take this on camera. It really takes me out of my comfort zone, and I've also gotten some weird stuff from when I tried to post this up about it. So I am not taking it on camera. I might start doing it next week or something like that again, just to see if maybe that was just a weird instance, but I don't want my videos getting taken down for something odd like that. But I am tracking where I'm taking these shots at by using my calorie counter, which is called Lose It. And I'm also using an app called Shotzi. Even though I'm not paying for the premium stuff, it still does allow me to track my GLP-1 stuff. But the Lose It app, tracks my GLP-1 stuff as well. So like I'm kind of using both of them, but I'm mainly using the Lose It one. So basically all I'm doing is I'm taking my wipe here and I'm just going to prep the area. So my area that I'm prepping today is the lower left stomach. So I'm just prepping up that area right now, getting it nice and clean and disinfected. And then all we do here is we take this cover off now. So we're ready to remove that cover, and there's a little needle there. You might be able to see it, you might not. And then on the quick pins, you have to prime it a little bit. So you do 2 clicks. So you do 1, 2, and then there's a big line there. So you match it up to the first big line. And then all we do is we plunge it. So make sure there's no water, or not water, but air in it. And then all we do is we just plunge it just a little bit. And you'll see you might see some fluids coming out. That's normal. That's what it's supposed to do. It's just make sure everything's primed and ready. Then the next thing I have to do here is prep this up. So then I take this, and I just basically, I just click it out all the way, and it's going to do a hard stop at the 1. So now it is primed and ready. So my quick pin is now primed and ready. And then all I got to do is inject and then plunge it down into me. And then it says wait 5 seconds and then pull it out, and I'll get back to you about that. So I'm going to cut here and I'm going to go ahead and take this shot. All right, so now we're back, and as you can see here, it is all the way back to 0. So I plunged it, everything is good. Now we're back to 0. Now what we have to do here is get rid of the needle. So we take our original cap that it came with and we just put it back on, and we just unscrew it. So we just unscrew all of that, comes right back off. And now we have 1 dose left of our quick pin. So, and I have already ordered my other one, so it should be here within a week. And then I'll just throw that in the fridge. And then we just take our cap here and put it right back on. So we have our cap on, everything is good to go. I throw this back in the fridge and I take it out next Friday for my last shot. And then we just dispose of it, so. Cool. So that is all done. So the last thing here is I just kind of want to wrap everything up. Like I said, thank you everybody who has joined my channel within the last week or so, and everybody who was joining before that. Like I said, I feel like my journey is going to be a great one, and we're off to a great start so far. So I do have some new video ideas coming up. So with that, I am doing something or I'm going to show what I've been eating for my OMAD meals. So that video is going to be coming up. It's already made and I already got it ready and prepped and primed. So that's going to be coming out a little bit, maybe even over the weekend, maybe early next week. And then every Friday at either 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we'll have our 1 week results. So next week will be week 7. So with that, like I said, if you guys can like, subscribe, comment. I do try to get to all the comments if you guys make any. And like I said, I appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far, and I'm excited to be a part of this community because I have met some pretty cool people, and I hope to meet some more in the future. So with that, I will see you guys next week for week 7. See ya.